Hey everybody. So on today's episode, we're gonna be talking about episode 2, Fever. And if you haven't seen the show, you can find it on Peacock, or also it's available on DVD. And then also, last time I forgot to give out the social, so we're on YouTube at Sliding Through Dimensions, and also uh, Instagram, same thing, and on Twitter at Slide Home One. So let's go ahead and get the show started.
What if you could revisit brand new worlds right here from your headphones, where anything is possible? Same shows, different perspectives, we've found the gateway.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Sliding Through Dimensions. We're going to be talking about episode 2, Fever. So, additional cast for this episode, we got Allison Hossack as Dr. Alan Stanley, known for appearing on Stargate Atlantis, Stargate SG-1, and she was also in an episode of R.L. Stein's The Haunting Hour. Oh, and she was also in an episode of Fringe. And also got Alex Bruhansky returning as Pavel, the taxi driver. Will Sasso as Gomez Calhoun, the hotel front desk guy, and he kind of becomes a regular, recurring for a little bit. So this episode, the Sliders arrive on ravaged by a devastating plague. Shortly after landing, they discover that the local Quinn is wanted by authorities for allegedly starting the outbreak. To make matters worse, Wade accidentally contracts the disease. Quinn is soon captured by the California Health Commission, who mistake him for their Quinn. Meanwhile, the rest of the Sliders encounter the local Quinn, who has set up refuge-type shelters for the sick, offering an alternative to harsh treatment by the CHC. Professor Arturo teams up with the local Quinn to gather enough mold to synthesize a life-saving batch of penicillin. After testing it on himself and providing its efficiency, they scramble to produce enough to cure the local Quinn and his ailing followers, with time but also evading the relentless pursuit of the CHC. So what do you guys think of
the
this?
episode?
Yeah.
That was good. I liked it, actually. I think it's a pretty interesting world, I thought. So,
yeah. Very reminiscent of COVID days, I think, right?
Yeah. So it's
but
funny.
It starts off with them on another planet.
Yeah.
Where like Quinn's
well, not a planet
or another universe dimension.
Yeah.
Where Quinn's like a millionaire.
Well, it's everyone. It's
everybody's like striking.
Yeah.
Is it just San Francisco? I thit was the whole world.
It said San Francisco, like oil boom.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So like everybody in San Francisco was striking oil.
But Quinn himself, like he, like right in his backyard, he struck oil.
His parents did.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
Well, you had that guy, the guy who was one of his classmates in there. Yeah. And then you see Professor making out with that girl.
Oh yeah, that girl just like randomly
grabs
him.
She's rich.
And it was a good thing Rembrandt grabbed some of that money, man.
I know.
Oh, did he?
When that guy was tossing out money at the beginning, Rembrandt was grabbing a whole bunch,
But they were on that world for less than a minute. How sad! Like,
I know.
Yeah. Do we know? Was it instant? Like after they got the thing? Because I made the assumption that they were there for like a day or two.
No, I think he says. I always forget his actual name. Crying Man.
Oh, Rembrandt?
I think Rembrandt like said something like, "Oh, of course, like we hit it rich and we're here for less than a minute or something."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's funny that they landed like so close to like where everybody's partying and free drinks
and like no one even like
Yeah.
noticed anything.
They go behind the alley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's interesting. There's that graffiti on the wall.
Oh, greed is sexy.
No, it's greed equals lust.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, was it? I thought
No,
it
I
was
said
greed
it's a
is
greed is sexy.
Oh,
Yeah.
greed equals lust.
No, it was like greed is sexy or something. I know. I thought that was funny too.
And then so like they hop through the portal and then they get shot out, and then I'm always like curious like how nobody like breaks anything when they come flying through the portal.
Oh.
Well, isn't it that they always like come out? Oh, like you mean like arm?
Like when they come flying out on top of each other.
What do you think is like the speed that you come out of that wormhole?
I don't know.
I mean, don't they like? Well,
it just seems like
they always seem like they fly out. Like they always have like a rough landing.
Oh, you think it's like a fly? I felt like they always kind of like top, or like they seem to kind of like topple out,
and land on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody
They
comes
use each
flying
other
out,
as, like, as little cushions.
and then Wei goes flying and just flies into the street.
Yeah.
And then she almost
Personal.
she almost gets hit by the truck, and then that guy runs and jumps and saves her at the last minute.
And then she kisses
Which
him.
I thought was weird.
all like-
Like, why? Like, just
Yeah.
because you save someone, you're instantly like,
Like,
yeah,
why
I'm
do
gonna
you-
kiss them.
Yeah,
It's like the
I was
reward.
like, why would you just kiss a random stranger?
Well, he was
Yeah.
appalled as well.
Yeah, he
was
was.
all like,
he
"How
was like
could you?"
pissed. He was like,
I don't blame him.
He's
I
all
know.
rape.
But yeah.
I know. Yeah, he says that thing like, "Oh, sorry, Monica, stop meowing."
Cat.
He says like, he's like, "Why would you do that? I was just trying to help you." like,
Yeah.
or I wanted to help you, or something like that.
And then she was all confused. She's like, "Oh, okay."
She's all fine then. You don't
Oh, yeah,
like kisses.
they don't like kissing in this world.
I know, huh?
They said.
She's like, "Oh, they don't like kissing here."
Yeah.
So then
But
they,
they're in this world for more than 2 days.
yeah.
That sucks.
So then they start heading. They are talking about like food because they're all hungry,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then they
Rembrandt sees that. Is it Rembrandt or is it Arturo
That
who
sees
sees that
the-
restaurant? And it's like, oh,
I don't
I
know, but
think it was
Arturo, of course, because he's so fancy, is
You wanted like a.
he's like, I want fishy swa, and
Oh.
like I forget what it's like sushi or
You're
something.
just
He's
naming
like,
a bunch of like fancy
kinda
foods,
dishes.
and so they walk in there and it's got like a what is it like a,
It's like a
like a
scanner.
scanning
Like a
system?
Like a scanner,
Or-
yeah.
yeah.
Slash, like I don't know if it's like a scanner slash sanitizer because
I think
it, like,
so.
blows something
Maybe it's
on
like a
them or something,
UV like
doesn't it?
sanitation or something like that.
Maybe.
So they get in there and they sit down. There's like one dude eating in the corner, like coughing, and everybody's looking at him.
Mhm.
And then the waitress just comes up
That's why I
and just
feel
throws
when anyone
like
coughs
these
now.
burgers.
So because originally when she gives them the burgers, I thought they were like frozen, and then like just
Oh,
to
yeah,
like
they're-
stop
I think-
germs from spreading.
I
But then I
don't
was
No,
just like,
they're
they just
just-
vacuum seal.
Yeah,
them?
they're
Yeah, just vacuum sealed.
Yeah.
Which is like, I feel like if it's cooked but vacuum sealed, it's still not like it would, unless it's maybe frozen and then they heat it up before they give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they give it to you like straight up, just like prepackaged still.
yeah.
Open it.
You know, it was gross.
So flattened.
I know it would look like they smashed it
Yeah,
down.
well, I
Well, 'cause
guess
it's
because it's vacuum
vacuum
sealed,
sealed.
Oh, that's
so it's
true.
like
It's
you know,
like compressed.
smushed.
So then they start eating, and then Rembrandt obviously didn't like it. He has to run to the restroom real
Oh,
quick.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought he was like running because he was gonna like have diarrhea or something. It's the way he seemed.
I thought he was just gonna vomit it out.
Yeah,
Oh,
and that's pretty
okay.
much what he did. He just ran in and
Like
then
in
just
my head, I was like,
spitting it
damn,
up.
he like straight up gave him the runs. That's
He's like, oh my
crazy.
god,
It's so
I
bad.
gotta use the restroom.
Yeah. And then he sees that poster.
Oh yeah, of the Quinn.
Oh, Quinn.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Quinn on that world. It says patient 0, and then he goes and asks, goes outside and asks what the patient 0 meant to
Yeah, he didn't
professor.
know.
Yeah.
This Quinn has long hair and glasses
Yeah, he
though, so
does.
he's very different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who had the better hair?
I
Just the
I think I like regular
Quinn.
Yeah, I
he's
know.
got better
This
hair.
Quinn was like patient 0. Quinn was like very like kind of messy. I think.
Yeah.
I wonder if his hair was always that long, or that's just like the most like the only picture they had of him. Like
I
was
don't
it
know,
short
maybe
before,
it
and then he
was
went into
always that
hiding?
long. No, I think maybe it was
Maybe.
always that long because they would have had to have taken a picture.
He's a
before
medical
he went-
student. He's very busy.
I
He doesn't have
know,
time to
he
get a
doesn't have
haircut.
time to get his hair.
It's too much.
So then
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess
they
that
have-
guy keeps on coughing, and then everybody's all like, when are you gonna do something about this? And the lady's like, I already called CHC. They should be here any minute.
Oh, yeah, instead of the CDC. So
Yeah,
California,
it's California
Center?
Health. Yeah, was
Yeah.
it? Yeah, California Health Commission.
I didn't
Oh,
even think of
commission?
that.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah, it was just like a their version, I guess, over there. And then so they come in, and then the CHC rolls up in there like with all hazmated out, and they're like, everybody's in quarantine in here.
Oh, it reminded me of that scene of it's Monsters Inc. When they all come
Oh,
rushing in there
yeah.
after that.
When he's
Yeah.
got- yeah.
With the sock, yeah.
So then they like point at that guy, and then they think that they're pointing at Quinn because he happens to be standing next to him.
yeah.
And then they're all like, oh dang, we better get out of here before we get stuck. And then the waitress lady notices, like,
That's
oh,
when she realizes
like
who
who he is, or who she thinks he's like, that Quinn.
Yeah.
But luckily they make it out, and then as they're like, I basically right after that it cuts to
Like already, what's her name starts getting sick? No, doesn't she?
well,
Start
like
to,
Oh.
yeah,
like,
she gets
almost
kind of
like-
like
feel good. You
yeah.
can tell she's not feeling good, and then they like split up. So because they go to go.
Oh, she had a headache.
Oh
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Arturo went to go
So,
get like medicine for
He's,
her.
he's like, I'll go get some aspirin. So they go to that.
There is like a mention that by Rembrandt to get more Alka-Seltzer.
Oh,
Apparently
yeah.
they always need
Oh.
Alka-Seltzer. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
true.
food is so different on like each dimension that you go to.
Or does Rembrandt just always have like an upset stomach? I
Maybe.
slide.
Maybe he's got like a very like sensitive stomach.
He's
He
like,
always needs-
yeah, oh yeah, because it was Rembrandt who asked for it, right?
Yeah, he wants like to make sure that they have Alka-Seltzer.
I
Yeah.
get that. I get that.
But they have that tagline "Cure the Q" for. Is
Oh,
it
is it on the
or is
posters?
it just tagged on the wall? I forget.
I think it was just tagged on the wall.
Cute.
So is
Yeah.
this? So is the disease just called the Q?
Yeah, it's just called
Yeah,
the
this is what they
Q.
call
it.
That's
Oh.
what
They named it
Okay.
after Quinn.
Oh,
He's-
Oh, that's
so yeah,
why.
Cure the Q. So Arturo and Quinn go to the pharmacy, and
It's not even
Rembrandt's.
really a pharmacy. It's like an apothecary. Like
Yeah, because it looks like in this world there's no like
There's
big,
no
there's no
actual
big
medical-
pharma. There's no like
medical-
there's no
I guess the
aspirin. There's no
government doesn't- it's probably
penicillin.
why.
Is there no science?
I don't know if they're just
because there's that disease.
I think they're
like,
just behind. Like
that's so weird. I don't know.
they're like
I mean, it is what it is.
yeah.
It's the show, obviously.
Yeah.
but-
So then you get Rembrandt and Wade go to the hotel, and then that's where you see Will Sasso.
I know. I was like, oh,
I forgot he
really?
was in it, and then I was like, oh, that's right. He's
Yeah,
like,
Oh, so what's else was the guy who?
yeah, he's the front desk clerk at the
Front desk
hotel.
He was the Norman Bates of.
Yeah.
He like
Yeah.
talks
He
to
has,
his
like, a
mom
mom.
again, and
It was-
he yells at his mom like off
Oh,
camera,
that
and
yeah.
then
thing
she
they have
kind of like,
customers.
yeah.
Was it him that did that voice though?
Oh,
No, not in
but
that.
that's
Obviously
what
not.
that's
But
what it
like,
made me think of because it was like you never see her.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you
And
see her
hear
in the
this,
background.
Like, weird
Yeah,
voice
yeah.
back, and I'm like, is she actually there? Is she dead? Like in the back.
Heck yeah.
And so then you'll see Will Sasso, like becomes like their
Is Will
Hilarious.
Sasso like a known?
he's from Mad TV.
He was,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
we
he
know
was-
him from the
obviously.
show Matt TV when we were younger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
I think was like, I mean, it's kind of
Before?
like it was pre. No, it
pre,
wasn't
yes.
pre. It
Oh,
was like the
during it?
'90s SNL.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
probably
ish.
around that time. Yeah, he was.
It was.
He was
I
on
think
it.
it was actually. I think it was stolen from In Living Color though.
Yeah, but I mean, there was all like a spin on like SNL.
Yeah, it's just
and,
like all
just
these
like an
kind of comedy
alternate, like.
skits, yeah.
but like
he
Mad-
was
but Mad
he was
TV was,
hilarious in it though.
Mad TV was originally a magazine. It was a Mad magazine,
Oh,
and then
was it?
yeah,
Oh,
I think
I
so.
didn't know that.
I'm not 100
I know
percent
they
sure,
had
but
the magazine. I didn't.
but I
know
think this
which one.
magazine was a thing before the show.
Oh, interesting. I know.
So then they're checking in, and he's all like, "Oh, no, she's not sick, is she?" And he's like, "No, she can't hold her liquor."
She's
She
hanging.
starts, like-
immediately starts. She goes from just having like a headache to like
Full on, like almost
just full on-
passing out.
Yeah, like passing
She's
out.
got
from
bad
this.
immunity. You don't
I
want to see
guess
Wade with
so.
a cold.
I
It's
know.
horrible.
I'm guessing since maybe they're like this disease is like so foreign, it's like compared to what they're used to, it's just like hits her
Well,
harder.
Arturo, like later on, brings up how just like everyone has different immunities, and so
Yeah.
that's why it just like affects them all differently. and stuff.
That's true. I mean, I guess right. A cold affects
Yeah.
everybody like so differently too.
Yeah.
But I know she fell for her quick. Do you feel like because she came from a planet though that did have sicknesses, she should have been a little bit more immune to this?
I would have thought so,
I think
but
it's just based. Once again, it's the idea. It's just like it depends. Just generally how immune you are to other things.
To other
already.
things.
Yeah. But yeah. So then
I'm
we
like, you're
get.
definitely gonna be able to hear Monica meowing on this.
Then they get to the hotel room, right? Well, that. Like,
Oh yeah.
Or do we
Oh,
see
yeah,
the
no,
living
I-
room and then we cut back to
then it cuts
Arturo?
back to Arturo and
And,
Quinn in the that little apothecary thing.
Yeah.
Which it's weird that not weird, but so the food is like prepackaged and like vacuum sealed,
Mhm.
but like these like herbs, like the wormwood, like they're
They're
all
all in,
just
like,
in a
those
jar
glass
that
jars.
you can
Yeah.
like a community jar you can just grab from.
Mhm.
Maybe maybe
Maybe doctors are the only ones who can go for
who
it.
can like grab for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. The guy who owns it, I guess maybe.
Yeah.
So then Arturo goes up to the front pharmacist guy and trying to get his attention, but he's on the phone
Oh, I
chit
do
chatting.
find
He's
that
on it
joke.
for a while.
I
too.
do.
He's not really saying anything
I do
either.
find it funny. He goes like, because he's talking to the dude. He's like, yes, or like, something, sir, and then he hangs up, and like you can tell, like the way he says his sir is like
It's
differently.
different
like,
with him. Like
it's
he's annoyed
towards-
with
yeah,
like
yeah.
Arturo.
It's
Yeah.
like, how dare you walk in here
He's like, "Look,
throughout my phone
sir."
call?
Yeah.
So then Arturo asks him, he's like, do you have any aspirin? He's all, aspirin. So for a headache, he's all like, who has a headache? Do you have a headache? I'm like, I do not have a headache. A friend of mine has a headache.
Which like,
He's like, hold on, let me see what I got. So you can tell he's gonna go do something.
and then that guy comes up to Quinn and he's like all free. He's
He
like a
knows
fan.
it's him.
He's
Yeah,
like a
he's
fan. Yeah.
It's funny that that guy is he's on the X-Files. He's one of the lone gunmen.
Oh really?
Yeah, those three
Oh.
guys. Yeah, I thought it was funny. So then he had already called the
That
CHC.
dude, the second dude, right? The younger dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the hell? Because you can tell he's a fan, and he's still like rooting for him.
I think
So why
it's because he wanted him to be like a martyr. Like he wanted him to be like
He's
murdered or
all like,
something.
"Don't let
Yeah.
them take you alive."
Yeah,
It was
that's
so
why I was like, what
weird.
the hell, man? Like, what an asshole.
I know. I'm like, I guess you don't really like him if you're like, I already called this.
Yeah, the
CHC on
CHC.
you.
Yeah.
And then Wade's having hallucinations over there on her end when all
Oh,
this
I
is going
know.
on already.
Is that when they like while they're in that hotel room? Is that when that commercial comes up for like that like that
Oh,
deal?
Oh, it's like a
The
QVC,
It's
like
a QVC deal, and like it's like a really good price. I thought for like what you get. It's like what
Not
was it?
even. What do you
I thought it was because it was like
It was
$45. You get like 13
four
soaps
gloves. No, you get 4 gloves
and 13 soaps, 13 like health soaps, and then you
30
get
you get like that
bars.
that smoke alarm looking
And
thing that
then
also
sterilizer.
sanitizes.
yes, that was good. I thought it was a pretty good deal for like $45. I was like, damn, that is a steal.
I think that commercial. I think they cut back to that commercial after Q gets abducted. and you
Oh
see him,
yeah,
like-
he gets shot with a tranq dart when he's right there.
Yeah.
He gets captured by the CHC, and then luckily
You see
Arturo
him,
was
like-
able to get out the back and make it back to the hotel.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
And then because then Arturo ends up with Wade too. Yeah. that's
Yeah,
true.
so they're like taking care of her, and you
Trying to help her,
can,
and she's like hallucinating,
and she's like,
What a weird
like her
like,
skin
They're,
like turned
all
yellow.
skins to the- I thought it was
I like
good
the prosthetics they did. Yeah,
it
I
looked
thought
good.
It's really good.
But it was just like she was freaking out, poor
Yeah.
thing.
I know. It's
and
just,
then-
it's just getting jaundice, all yellowish.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
get
oh my
jaundice
god.
from the
Quick.
Q.
I should have looked up what that would have been close to as far
Oh,
as
like
our
yeah.
diseases.
What's it? What
right.
it equivalent
something
to?
like- Unless
Yeah.
it's just straight up jaundice, you don't cure like that. You cure like with vitamin, with like the sun, right? They
I
do
don't
with
know.
babies. I think they put them like under UV lights.
I think so.
I don't know.
So then
It cuts to
there
Q.
it cuts to Q, and they've got them all like they got them all strung up and like all kinds of like things all over him
Oh yeah,
to like
he's
check his
got, like,
vitals.
like vital stuff, and he's
He's
being
getting-
like hosed down.
Yeah.
He's getting electrocuted. And then I thought of I'm like, oh, he's getting electrocuted. I was just like, it was so dumb. I don't know.
And then they find out that that he
has
doesn't
nothing-
have
he
no
doesn't have the
no
Q.
trace of the
Yeah.
Q, and the other doctor thinks that's impossible. And then you can tell that other chick, she's all like, I want to examine him.
She seemed so excited.
Yeah, it was
She was like,
Dr.
I need to go examine him,
Dr.
like,
Ellen
right
Stanley.
now.
So you can kind of tell like there's a history between her and the Q of that world or something, because they obviously
no,
work
he
together.
had brought up the dude brings up like the elder doctor brings up how she had already lost him before.
Yeah, that's how he got away
true.
the first time.
Yeah.
I had thought it was gonna be like a Harley Quinn Joker thing,
Uh-huh.
because it was like I was like, oh, maybe she had let him escape, because she liked him.
Mhm.
When he said that, when he was like, he escaped on your watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it cuts back to Wade and
And you see
Professor and
that
Rembrandt.
infomercial.
You see the infomercial, and then like they have their back turned, and then all of a sudden she's like, Wade's gone.
That's right.
Like she
did-
just
she
like
dipped
took
out,
off.
Yeah.
She's like, I gotta get away from these
Man,
monsters.
far. I was like, she's a pretty good distance for how sick she was.
Yeah,
I know,
like
she
I don't know
was, like,
how
down the
close
street, like-
I don't know where that alley was, but it seemed like she got pretty far away.
She did. She like made it down the hotel, out the door, down the
Yeah.
street.
But she can't like recognize them.
Yes.
That infomercial. I don't know if there was a time where we, obviously didn't have cable or anything when I was younger. And that is legitimately how those infomercials like were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
Whether-
same kind of like bad acting, the same kind of like audience being like, poor more after you're like you say
Oh
like, the
yeah, you're like,
initial,
oh, you're not
deal.
only gonna get that, we're gonna
Yeah.
throw in this and
Why?
this.
Once again.
So like when we didn't have cable, like there were times where you were just stuck like that's what you were watching for like the next like half hour.
Yeah. So then they find Wade, and she's still having hallucinations. And then all these people show up,
We've also
and
had the
like
queue.
you also she's like, oh, my friends are here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, which was reminiscent, I think, of like a Fringe type episode that like she knew, like she felt comfortable with other people who were also had the virus, and it was almost like the virus could recognize the virus.
oh yeah. So then
She like just immediately felt very comfortable with them.
so then they get taken to like this, like almost like the last world they were in, where they like it was like a kind of like a refuge. Like
Oh,
a
yeah.
refuge
They're,
thing,
like,
yeah, where they're like underground
Once
again,
again, another
and it's
rebellion going
yeah.
on.
And then it's a
It is another rebellion.
yeah, it's like another
right?
like,
Yeah.
so like everybody down there is sick. They all have the queue. You can see them all like John
Yet
Bissy
again,
and
one
like
of them
red
is
eyes.
like in jail.
Oh
Too,
yeah,
like, one of them
yeah.
is
Somebody got
captured,
captured.
like-
Somebody's always getting captured.
Is this always like a
It,
rescue?
it
mission
does
type?
happen pretty often.
You have to get through something, you know. Like,
That's true. I'm like, there has to
Some
be
sort of
something
challenge.
to like.
Yeah,
go
you can't just
over,
they
some
can't just go to a
obstacle,
world and
right?
just chill.
yeah.
Those are the ones that's why we just saw like a glimpse
We
of
see
like a
glimpses
short
of the
one.
nice
That was
world
it. They were there for like what, a minute, and
I
that was it. And
know.
sorry, you got to go into some crazy other world now,
That has
Um,
no aspirin.
and you're there for a week.
I know.
um, so then it does it cut back
get-
to Quinn again? I
Oh, is it
forgot.
like,
Oh,
oh
yeah, I think it
yes.
does.
I think it goes into
They're
like they're now examining him.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's funny because the woman has like no gear on her
Yeah.
whatsoever, and the dude's like covered head to toe in like a
Yeah.
little outfit.
I think it's known that like I think she has like some sort of immune. It seems like there are people on that world that have like
Who are immune? There would
level
have
of
to be,
immunity?
right?
Yeah.
Isn't that always like the thought that there are some
Because
people?
when they go into the queue, like hideout, you see that there's that doctor dude,
And he
And
seems like he's been
he
going there
seems
pretty
like- yeah,
often, and he
he's
doesn't have it.
fine.
and
Yeah.
he's fine.
and
with
there's
it.
another scene where we see a nun, and she also seems fine. Like she doesn't seem like she's sick.
She saw Jesus
Like-
protects me.
Yeah,
Maybe.
the holy help.
But yeah, but when is it that they go? No, I'm thinking ahead.
After this is he's
when
also
Rembrandt
yeah.
goes to try to get
Oh,
Q.
that's like
Or
later.
Quinn,
That's later.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think it
it's-
cuts back to they meet the Q of that world, and they find out like what happened.
Who looks
It's a double.
exactly
Yeah.
like his picture.
Yeah.
Like
Every-
he never changed his hairstyle. He never like
This is a
changed
bad
his shirt.
move. He really
maybe.
should have.
Like not even his glasses. Nothing. Like
So then he like they kind of tell him like they're from another world, and he doesn't seem to have an issue believing it. He's all like, well, he's like, well, because he said
Well, he says it doesn't.
he said
matter.
it doesn't matter if you're lying, you know that you're the one that's gonna have to deal with that when when
that's
your
true.
time
He's
comes.
very accepting.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that is
So-
what it
so
is."
He's got bigger issues.
Yeah.
That's true. I
That's
won't like
why.
yeah, because you later find out like you can die from this disease.
Yeah, most people do. And then that's when the professor asks, like, well, is this virus, is it like, is penicillin not work? Does it not
like,
work
why is
against
it
this? Antibiotics.
Antibiotic
And
resistant.
yeah, and then
What are
he's all like, what are
antibiotics?
antibiotics? And so then you find out they don't have antibiotics in that world.
Well, but they don't have anything apparently. That's
No
like some sort
aspirin,
of,
no
like- But that's what I mean. I'm like, you have. Well, I guess you later on find out that the Q was created by them. So I'm just like, you have the science enough to make a disease, but you've never. And then
Well, you learn why it is like that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you find out that that main doctor is the one who gave
Well, it's
Quinn
the
the
government that
virus.
started it.
Yeah,
it's
they
the
started
government.
it.
And
Of
the whole point
course.
is just to kill off the poor and let the rich live.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
but then they didn't have no clue how to control it. So now the doctor's like desperate to find a cure because
Ooh.
I think they want.
Is he?
I
Is he
think they
desperate?
want to find
Because
a cure
if
so
they
that they
can,
can cure. Obviously,
the
people,
rich.
Well,
rich
that's
people
so
don't have
that
to
they
worry
can have
about it.
available for the
Yeah.
rich people.
Yeah.
Do you think
So they're
it's a thing
still
where
trying
they
to
wanna
figure it out.
start big pharma and they just want to be like, I want a cure so I can sell it to these rich people and make money off
Of
it
course,
as well.
I'm sure that's part of it.
That's true.
But
So I think we're at the part where they're still studying. They're like looking at him. They're examining him. And he keeps yelling how he's not the Quinn
Yeah.
Oh,
He's yelling
yeah.
that
He's all like,
He's like,
what do you say?
he's
Like,
mad.
yeah, he's like really upset.
Yeah.
he's trying to like think of
Which
stuff
makes
that
sense, they
like,
were torturing
Oh
him.
yeah, he just like,
Like,
does your
Quinn have
have
like a
messed
like a
up
messed up
knee?
knee?
And he's like, oh,
They're like,
God,
oh.
he goes to every world.
I
He's
know,
like,
he
God
had to
dang
fall.
it. He's all, does your Quinn know how to juggle? Can he juggle?
Does he have a scar behind his ear? That'd be funny if just like all the Quins
Have the
ever
exact
had the
same
exact
traits.
same traits. Yeah.
I know.
Like they never even, no one even like had an eye patch or anything like differentiate themselves from each other.
So I think that's when like they and then Rembrandt kind of gets ready to like go. He finds out that
Oh, that like
that
other Quinn.
the Quinn's double has a contact on the inside of the
Side,
CHC, and that she'll help him.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, help him,
and he
yeah.
gives her that earring or whatever that
Was it
she'll
an
know that's
earring?
from
I
her.
guess-
I think it was an
he took it
earring.
from
Like-
his ear, so
Yeah.
I thought it was an earring.
It
Yeah.
looked like it was like one of those things that you do put on to check vitals. Like it was a clear one, and then he just like put he turned it into
Oh,
an earring.
I don't know.
I couldn't tell what it was. Really.
I couldn't. I know he grabbed it from his ear, so I thought it was an earring.
Yeah.
But I was like, how unique is this? Because if anything in my head, it was like it just seemed like a small hoop, maybe.
I thought
Yeah.
it looked clear, and then there was like something in the center, and then that's why I was
Oh,
weird.
maybe,
Yeah, I don't know.
Earring.
Yeah, some sort of earring. Maybe he turned it into a makeshift earring.
maybe. Yeah,
So then, but at the same time, she's actually helping
him escape.
on
him
the
escape.
plane.
Yeah, and then she saw like, oh, I should have went with you the first time. She was gonna
I
leave.
know. I was like,
with-
what's gonna come from this? Because I was like, Rembrandt's coming to like help him escape, but he's already escaping. I was like, what happens if they end up like passing?
And then
each
he gets
other?
a ride from his favorite
yeah,
taxi guy.
he's
I was
gonna
really
say
happy
taxi
to still
driver.
have him. He's like,
Pavel.
what does he say to like? What does the taxi driver say to him? It's like it's my destiny.
Oh yeah, he's
No.
all like, you
Taxi
must really
driver.
love taxi driving.
Yeah.
I was just happy to see him. Again.
And so then he drives the Rembrandt down there in his taxi, and you see Quinn and Dr. Allen, making a break out the back door with the alarms going off, and then CHC
They
chased
didn't
him
really
out.
have a lot of security.
No, not
Like,
really.
they
It was
legit
super
just,
easy to get out.
like,
But then,
walked out.
like, somehow the security was like out there, like super quick, and like already shooting all over the place.
Yeah.
Sure.
And luckily,
So,
Quinn didn't get hit, but she did.
Of
someone's
course.
always dying to help them escape. Like,
Well, you say like always.
Oh,
but it's
that's
only
true.
been,
Yeah,
it's
'cause
only
in
been
the-
2 episodes,
okay,
so
yeah.
2 episodes.
Alright,
of
2 out of
fine.
2.
Yeah, like less. Yeah, like
100% of the time,
Right.
someone has died so
that's
far.
true. The
helping them
weight of
escape.
the last world, and then now you got this Dr. Allen.
Yeah.
Um,
And then, of course, another broken heart because apparently she did have. Yeah, she says she should have escaped with him the first time.
yeah. So obviously they had a thing. Like, shit, they
Yeah.
liked
Oh
each
yeah, they
other.
were lovers.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
oh,
once again
oh,
you get hear the term of lovers again.
Yes, that's true.
And I was
I
like,
think I
"Ooh, what
wrote
a
that down. Oh
strong
yeah,
term.
I wrote that down. I was like, the word lovers, again.
Yeah.
You were lovers.
Like,
Like-
Jesus. But yeah. A little funny detail I thought when like Quinn gets trained, they have all those guns, but like they look like real guns, but they shoot darts.
Oh yeah, they're dart guns
They're like
instead
they're
of
dart
regular
guns
guns.
instead of regular guns.
Yeah.
Imagine if they didn't have actual. Oh no, they have actual guns, right?
They do.
Yeah,
but
'cause
one
that chick
dies,
she
and
died.
Apparently, those ones are all tricks.
Did she say when she got shot when she was dying? Did she say, "Don't leave me"? Don't leave me here.
Ooh.
No, or did she say, "Leave me here"?
No,
Leave
leave
me.
me.
Oh,
Leave
he's
me.
like, okay.
He's like, all right, bye.
So then,
Because I was planning on it. But
Rembrandt shows up just in time, and then like
Calls
he
him over.
calls him over, and they
Credit?
hightail it out of there.
credit to the
To
cab
Pavel
driver.
didn't like just take off,
He-
He
right?
Yeah.
wanted that another 200. He's
Oh,
getting
that's
another
right.
200.
That's right.
That's true.
He's
He
like,
was
I'll stay
I
for the
don't
money.
blame him.
He was like, you stay here. There's 200
Yeah.
for you. Because I was like, as soon as you heard the gunshots, he would have thought he just would have like jammed out of there.
Well,
But
when
no.
you got 200,
He's
I'm
like,
I
you know
know.
how many vacuum
He's
sealed
like-
burgers I can get for that?
yeah.
Um,
So they get back.
oh,
to
but before that, isn't that when he tries to make the? Oh, it is.
He's in the process of
He's in
making
the process of making it.
and I was like,
I think it's before Rembrandt
leave.
goes
Before-
there because
yeah.
he sees him
'Cause-
pour out all that trash.
and he's trying to make like penicillin.
Out of
And then you
mold.
find out that Rembrandt also is getting sick. Like,
oh,
he just
yeah, he's
barely
slowly
got
starting-
it. Yeah.
That's right.
Rembrandt?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Remember,
he's
yeah,
slowly
yeah.
starting to
He-
get
he
sick.
started
You see him-
coughing.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it was
like
only a
the
matter of
shits.
time because he was hanging out, in that.
No, that's true.
enclosed space.
But Arturo says that like hit to biologists.
Oh, that's like right at the end. He
Yeah,
just
I like it. It was biology is what you do when you don't have the maths
for
for the
real
real science.
science.
I was like,
Damn!
damn. I was like, shots fired there.
that was good. Yeah. I was like, Jesus.
He's all, look at this. I could do biology in my sleep.
Or
I'm
maybe,
not-
or
he
maybe he
gets
said that
all
after he woke
proportions.
up. Maybe he said that after he
He
woke
yeah
up.
he says
Yeah,
that
he
after
said after he
wakes
woke up.
Oh, okay.
And it's just funny because like he guessed every single proportion. He doesn't really know
He
the
did. He
exact
was just
amount,
like,
and he got it right.
you know
Yeah.
what?
He's right.
I looked up.
How to make penicillin.
I looked up. Yeah,
You're like, I made penicillin. We're gonna try it now live.
Let's go.
You got a
No, I
cherry
looked
syrup.
up how penicillin was like founded, or like how they discovered penicillin. I
Mhm.
guess in a way, right?
Yeah.
But I guess it was already known that some mold did
have, like,
it
healthy-
had antibiotic like
Oh, okay.
properties.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like new that it like happened that the guy like was like, oh, it. And then even when he did find it, it was kind of, I guess they didn't have the capabilities to mass produce it.
Oh,
Mhm.
penicillin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I guess I'm like, I should have written it all down. I don't know. I just like skimmed, right? The little, probably the Wikipedia page or something.
Mm-hmm.
But he, you know, he sought out his, or he like published his findings, and it wasn't even thought to do a mass cure like that. It was just like his findings like brought on more like research into it.
Yeah.
But it does have like some sort of like fermentation
Yeah.
process to it.
Yeah.
And then it has to be like purified and all that. So I think it's funny that he's just like soup, penicillin soup. It's fine. Just drink a bunch of it.
Yeah.
He's all
You guys are
good.
Put sugar in
okay.
it.
You guys got to drink this like 3 times a day or something like that. He's all take 2 and call me in the morning.
Yeah.
But while they're making that, that's when the CHC is interrogating the taxi driver.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He's-
yeah.
I know,
He's
you're
so
right.
scared. I was like, this poor
He's
guy.
like, I just wanted the extra 200.
I know. Well, yeah, right.
So then, of
Poor
course,
guy.
he gives it up. He's like, this is where I dropped them off. And then CHE comes busting in.
By
With
the way,
their
their gear,
trucks and-
their trucks are like all like kitted out and stuff, but it
Yeah.
also seems like a shit kit job. Like,
Yeah,
it looks all
true.
trashy. You know?
Yeah, but it was, they were like all modded out.
Yeah.
Like, I
I
was
was
like,
like-
damn, they were ready for battle.
Yeah.
So then
They get there.
they get
Oh,
the
just-
they
Before we get there, do we get to see that Arturo's like fine? Like the penicillin does work.
yeah
because
you
he reunites with Q
and then
or Quinn when he wakes up, right?
Yeah.
yeah, and then they kind of like they're getting ready to slide out of there. I think Wade's still out. She's not up yet. So
Oh, yeah,
they're
yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
take
That's
her.
right, yeah.
They gave her the cure, but like she
She's
had
still,
it for
like-
so long.
She was
Like-
having it look like a bit of moment with that Quinn of the world. Right?
Oh, when she was
right.
hallucinating.
He stayed
Yeah.
with her, which I
Yeah.
thought was really sweet. He didn't know her,
And then
but
she
he,
was like
stayed.
she was kind of like she thought she was gonna die. She wanted to like kind of like confess her love and
Yeah.
how her feelings for Quinn.
And I think that's when the actual Quinn came. Or
He's all,
something,
what's
like,
going on?
Mhm.
She didn't get a chance to say anything.
Yeah. So then
CHC breaks in.
breaks in, and then he tells that Quinn of that world tells him, "Oh, we have the cure, and we're gonna share it with everybody.
Everyone, you gotta
Yeah,
send everyone.
not just the rich."
Yeah, so he doesn't tell him. He's
then-
like, "We're gonna keep it and
Well, that's
produce it
happening.
ourselves."
We then have the actual crew like up top. Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
second
yeah.
level,
And
and
then-
the portal coming out.
And then they hit the portal like up high, and they drop right
Oh,
in this
just
time.
jump
in.
Although I'm like, I don't think the way Quinn's like holding weight, I don't think he would have made that jump. Like, this is a pretty decent jump that he made like while carrying.
But why?
Wait.
Why make it like? Why make it
So
harder? on
yes, I was like,
yourself?
why make it so
Like,
far? Like,
Yeah.
you got to do an actual jump to get.
I think we
to it.
I don't
said
know.
this
We said
before,
it
like,
when
I
he-
don't know why they
when
just
they
don't
were
do
in
it
the
on, like, the floor.
Snowpocalypse world, and he shot it up.
Up
They had to
top,
like
yeah.
he had to boost everybody to get him up there.
Like, I don't understand that.
That's when we get.
But that's when that's when they get, and then Wade wakes up in the new world, right? Or in
Yeah, I
this
think they
world.
had been there for a while, and they're like in a tent, and then he sees she's awake. She's like, "Oh, how you feeling?" She's all like, "Oh,"
Better.
she's like feels better, but like she's like, "Oh, why don't you get some rest? We got some time until we go to the next world." And then they're all like, "Did you tell her
About the cannibal.
about the
Yeah, the
cannibals?"
cannibals.
cannibal
like-
world.
Yeah, they're like, no, I think she's been through enough on the last world.
They've been holding their ground for like a
I
hot-
know.
I know
they're
you hear like
"Who's
the
gonna get-"
drums in the
What did they
background.
say?
Oh, they're
who's
like, what do you think they're gonna eat first? So they're like, Arturo's like,
Oh.
someone lean, like someone lean.
someone leave, but then what does he say? He's all like,
I'm the chicken nugget. Oh, I'm the chicken
Chicken
nuggets,
nugget.
and you're the quarter pounder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
But in the whole thing, I was like, oh, after that finished, I was like, we never found out what happened to the world where he had a dad.
I was just thinking that. I was like,
Yeah,
we
they
never
don't
went more
show
into
it.
that, or
I
did
would
you-
have
No.
loved to have
Jeez.
seen that like emotional aspect of the show.
or is Oil World also the world with his dad in it?
No, 'cause
No,
they were only in there
they
for
were
a
only
little
there for a little bit.
I wonder
Well,
how
we
much-
don't know how long they were in with the dad world though.
Yeah, they never say.
because
They
they
never
like
say.
sat down for dinner and
I thought that
like-
was on the first night though that they have that dinner. That like when they get back, they end up having dinner.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
ended up
that
having
was
the
a
dinner,
fir-
and that was nighttime.
I don't know
So
when.
in this world, it was like daytime, and they were there for like
They
a
work
minute.
together?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
so I think they was.
and
like,
it's
who
weird
knows how
because
many
like
jumps
the
he made.
first couple episodes, I don't know if it's just the way they aired over here or it's like they're kind of out of order. You'll notice that the clothes that they're wearing in one of the other episodes is the same clothes they're wearing from the first episode, and then it kind of switches over.
Maybe they
It's
find more
weird.
clothes.
Like you watch, you'll see like they're
Maybe.
they're wearing
Also,
different clothes.
They never jump with like articles.
What do you mean?
Like they never jump. Like they never think to themselves like, oh well,
Should
let's
bring
buy like
something?
suitcase or like a backpack.
Oh,
With like
carry
with,
something?
Oh,
with
with
the
like
essentials.
clothes and stuff like.
Yeah,
No,
with,
I
like,
think they
My
just.
question was, how are they making money on these planets?
Yeah,
'Cause-
that was the other thing too.
Well, in the later episodes, you'll see like
They
where
get
they
jobs
actually
and
get
stuff.
jobs. But luckily
Oh, I wonder
Rembrandt
if we-
had that
I
money.
feel like we asked that.
I asked
same
that.
Yeah,
question
yeah.
the
But
first
then
one.
like,
Well, this one he
well,
had the
it makes
money
sense
because of the boom.
Because the yeah.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
picked up that cash that guy was throwing around. So
But
they
yeah, I
luckily
felt
they had
bad.
some
I was
money.
like, oh,
Yeah.
I wanted to see what happened with the dad. That I wonder if it was like hard for him.
I'm sure we'll see his dad again though. In another
Probably.
episode.
So then that was, and then that's where the episode ends right there. They're in cannibal world for don't know how
God
long.
knows how long. Well, didn't they say? Oh, maybe they didn't.
No.
I guess you just kind of hope. It's
I
one
just kind of
those
imagined they were in there for like.
They were there
month.
for a while though, because I think they were all wearing different clothes.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it's different clothes or they just like.
Or they
tore
just
Or
like
they-
went,
they
like,
took off some
kind of,
layers.
They took off
you
layers.
know,
and it
yeah.
Because professor was just like in his
He's in his
white
button-up,
button up,
right?
and he's
Yeah.
got like a little thing on his
Apparently
hair, like
it's really humid. out there in
Yeah.
the world.
I looked up some little interesting facts. Apparently, the first like timer you see
Mhm.
is a Motorola cell phone.
Oh, is
called
it?
a Microtac.
Oh, did it change for this episode?
It
I didn't
changed.
even-
Well, no,
Oh.
that so in the first couple seasons, and then it changes to like something else later on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then it also said that apparently the guy who played or the guy Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah.
Okay, Jerry O'Connell. What's his name again? I keep calling him Quinn. Apparently, he wrote a story called Narcotica, which is about like a world where all drugs were made legal,
Uh-huh.
but the company said no to it because they thought it was like too dark.
Oh, he wrote a
Oh.
script.
Yeah,
Oh.
but I guess later on they
Not
ended
drug
up
addiction.
turning it into a Sliders comic.
Oh, really? I didn't even know they had a
Sliders
comic. Oh, I didn't. That's news to
But-
me as well. I'm gonna have to look
Like
it
that's
up.
something to look. Yeah, that's something to look into. But I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Oh, we got to see the sliders opening for the first time this episode.
Did it not? Oh,
They
yeah, that's
did.
right. It did.
Oh,
That's
that's
right. He did not
right.
play in the
It's
pilot.
just-
It's just like
it's
straight
I got
into
to
it.
see it because
Yeah.
since Peacock had split,
Oh,
first
so you got to
two,
see
I
it.
got to see it on that
Oh,
second
no.
part of the first
I got to see it
episode.
when I
But
watched
yeah,
it.
it's
I
like
was
a nice kind of
oh.
like.
Oh,
And you hear him talk.
yeah, you
Yeah.
hear him.
Yeah,
talk.
his little
Yeah.
intro.
Yeah.
It's cool. And then the I think the themes change like a couple seasons in. It'll change. I think at season 3
Just
it
the
changes to a different
animation,
thing.
like the cinematic change, because all you get,
Oh,
You
from
get
the
different
cinematic-
scenes. You get
are
newer
different.
New
scenes, newer
blips?
clips
Okay, that's
from
what I
like
was wondering, because right now it's just
yeah.
clips from the first.
Yeah, from the first
episode.
season.
You know what we completely like didn't talk about was there was that part right before they found the cure where Rembrandt's like, let's just go on to the next world, forget
Oh
this.
yeah.
And hopefully they have hopefully they have
Oh,
medicine. And
That's
then
right.
And
Twin
they
was
were just like,
I don't
no.
want to bring that over instead.
yeah, he was very like
We also get Quinn's idea, Quinn's style of how sliding can help people.
Oh,
and, like,
that's
ends
true,
up,
'cause he
make
was
the world,
very-
make
yeah.
another world better.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
so they
He
did-
says
they
that,
helped
like,
out
the
this
little
one.
line.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they helped out the last one too. It helped them with the resistance a
Did
little
they?
bit.
I feel like
I
they
think- I
ended
think
it.
it
They
get-
killed the leader of the resistance.
But I feel
know.
like
I don't know if
what
that
they
world-
did though,
I don't know if that world
they
was-
kind of made people like
Oh,
more
more
hopeful.
aware?
Like
Oh,
I think
okay.
that more people are going to come together and go against.
I feel like you see more of the difference in this,
This one-
world.
oh, yeah,
Like this
for
world,
sure.
you
Oh, yeah.
definitely see
Yeah.
the difference. And he seemed genuinely like happy. Like he was just like, you know what, like something came from this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
just being like, if anything, we can come back to this moment to know that we did something.
Yeah, like there was
Good.
some sort of positive impact with
Some
this.
sliding.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I thought Arturo sticking up for that was
Mhm.
just like morally being like, this
We
is
can't.
we can't do this.
Yeah.
But we had three new dimensions to the list of how many dimensions they visited so
Three?
far.
Oh yeah, you get
So
the
cue the millionaire.
The oil boom.
infected,
Yeah.
and then you get
And then
cannibalized.
cannibal.
Well, which is that in San Francisco? Or is that not in San Francisco?
I
though?
think no, yeah, they're still landing in San
Are they
Francisco.
always in San Francisco?
Well,
yeah,
they-
so like so this San Francisco
It's
is
humid
like a
as hell on this, by the
tropical,
way.
like,
Yeah. I
like
guess we never
paradise.
like fully evolved. I guess to like a certain level. Like we evolved, but we never like.
Maybe it was like
like-
Pangea split differently, so we got like a
Oh.
different kind of climate. Like
And it's all tropical.
yeah, like it got like now San Francisco's like closer to the equator than
Yeah.
it used to be, or it is with us.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
so now that brings us, what did I count? So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's 8 worlds or
Eight.
8
Wow.
universe, 8 dimensions that we're
Yeah.
seeing now.
Yeah, you can
In
call them
just 2
worlds too. 8
episodes.
worlds.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
So 8 worlds, yeah, and 2 episodes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. So then the next episode is going to be called Last Days. And
Oh,
So we'll get to that one. What are we doing
couple
next week?
weeks, Couple weeks. I think would we
Week
say
or
that
2?
it was going to be like every 2
Every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So now maybe we'll record a couple at some point and then have some ready to go.
Maybe you won't. Hopefully, you won't hear Monica as much.
Oh, I know she quieted down now. Now it's ready to
now
end
that
the
we're towards
episode.
the end, she's all quiet and chill.
So overall, what you guys thoughts on this episode? Did you like it?
That was a good
It's
episode.
interesting to see this from.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And then it's weird. If
I
you're
think seeing it post COVID is like.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then if you're watching this on Peacock, it's actually going to be episode 3 since they split the pilot on that. And if you're watching it on DVD or Blu-ray, this episode's going to be episode 2. So all right, until next time, we'll see you in the next world.